Well, Mark, we're just 4 days away now from the start of the Betfred World Championship. How are the nerves feeling?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm sure, obviously, the closer it gets come Friday when I'm travelling up to Sheffield, probably get the butterflies leading up to driving up to the Crucible. Knowing what I experienced last year, I'm sure all them memories will come flooding back.
Do you maybe look back at the video of the final from last year and give yourself a few good memories going up there?
Possibly. I've not done as yet, but possibly nearer the time. I mean, obviously, it's going to always be difficult to forget what I experienced last year. I don't really have to look at that much video footage to remember that much of it. I mean, I don't think I'd ever forget that.
And this season, I mean, you've had a great year off the table, obviously Little Sophia coming along. On the table, you maybe struggled a little bit in the first half, but the last 2 months you won the German Masters, you won the China Open, so you're obviously going to the Crucible with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, from the middle part of the season towards the back end, I sort of performed a lot better. Early part of the season didn't play fantastic, mainly probably because of a few nerves, being world champion, putting a lot more pressure on myself, feeling that I had to perform to a high level every time, which is not always going to be the case. But like you say, yeah, winning that China Open last week gives me a lot of confidence going into the Crucible.
I don't think there's ever been a player who's won the China Open and then gone on to win the World Championship. I think Trump won it and then got to the final a few years later. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like the China Open, I managed to win that, which was fantastic. But then we've still got like a week and a half, 2 weeks, so it's more than enough time to recover and prepare. So, I mean, I'm not going to go there thinking, well, I've won the China Open, I've got no chance of winning the world now, because if I go there and I don't win it, I've got no regrets. I've prepared as good as I can do, and that's all I can ask for.
And what's your practice regime like building up to the Crucible? How many hours a day are you doing at the moment?
Yeah, I'm still probably playing about 3 or 4, probably 5 maximum, but at the same time I don't want to over-practice too much because it's a long tournament, so if you do go on and have a great tournament, you've played all your match practices through the years anyway. We're playing tournaments week in, week out now, so as far as the practice goes on the practice table, you don't need to play nowhere near as much as what you did do 6 or 7 years ago when we didn't have that many tournaments, because you're playing match practice week in, week out, which is fantastic.
And of course there's this famous curse of the Crucible. Even great names like Steve Davis, Stephen Hendry, Ronnie O'Sullivan, they weren't able to defend the title after winning it for the first time. So do you think you could be the man to break that?
Well, it'd be nice, I hope so. I'll be going there trying my hardest, that's for sure. But I mean, it's such a hard tournament to win even just one time. So to win it last year for the first time was great. Try and defend it will probably be twice as difficult, but I'll give it my best shot. And
of course we've got the random draw coming up on Thursday. Is it just about getting through that first round? Do you feel like once you've got through that first round, you're into the tournament?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, whoever you get in the first round, it's going to be difficult. As I say, the standard of snooker now is hard as it's ever been. There's not going to be no easy matches. If anything, if you're looking at the draw, you probably think, well, you may want somebody who's not been there for the first time, not because it's going to be an easy match, but just because it's such a unique venue that it's very, very difficult to settle the first time you're there. So. But looking into it, I mean, I don't mind who I play as long as I turn up with the right frame of mind and play well, and I've got every chance.
Thanks, Mark. Good luck.
Thank you.